Today we're going to take a look at the My Listings tool here within the system. In order to access this tool, you can go to the search bar and begin typing My Listings, and you can go to that item in the navigation, or you can go to Analyze and then go to My Listings. From the interface here, you're going to be able to see any of your current listings. It is important to note that in order to see listings here, your MLS ID does need to be added on your profile page, and I will quickly show how that is done. If you go to View Profile, and then go to MLS IDs. You'll need to add your MLS IDs here to pull your listings automatically into the system. So here from the My Listings page, you can take a look at your current listings and you can choose to work with them in various ways. If you click on the listing, it will show you an overview of all of the information of that listing. The next tab allows you to share this listing, so it gives you a quick link to the detail page of this listing as well as a vanity URL. You can then easily click to send an e-card or flyer for this listing, to buy an AdWizard ad, to share this on Facebook, to grab the code for this listing to embed it in another site, to share it on LinkedIn, or to share it on X. If you go to the Photos tab, you can see here that you're able to add photos to the listing as well. Any changes made to photos or photo comments will prevent them from syncing with MLS feeds. So once you have added photos or photo comments here, the MLS is no longer going to communicate with this listing if new photos are added on the MLS level. But if that doesn't prove to be an issue, you are able to add photos here. The next section is videos. This is where you can attach videos here to this listing using the plus sign and choosing which third party you'd like to add a video from. The next section is our open houses. So you can see here that we have an open house in the system for Sunday, May 26, 2024, and it gives you your time and who it's hosted by and that agent phone number. You can choose to add open houses here or add availability for showings here on this page. And the next tab here is that availability. The next section is the virtual tours page. So if for some reason you need to add a link to a virtual tour to your listing, you can do so here under the virtual tours tab. Then we have a tab for scheduled showings. So if you'd like to add or manage your different showings here, to be able to keep your records neat and clean, you can add showings here under this tab using the plus sign and clicking Add Showing, or you can import a CSV file of all of the showings for this listing. You can see under the Seller tab that you can assign a seller to this list so that you can easily send seller reports to them. And the next section here, Digital Traffic Reports, is exactly those seller reports that we're talking about. So you can see here that there is a seller report set up for this listing, and it is active. It sends to the seller and to you as the agent, and it goes every Tuesday. And using the three dots, we can either send this now, send a preview, download the latest PDF, see a history of this report sending, or we can edit this seller report. So we'll take a look at the latest PDF of this seller report. And you can see here that the seller report will be branded to you with your information, and it will show the seller what kind of digital traffic this listing has been getting. The next section is the Notes tab. This is simply a place that you can add any notes regarding this listing. The next section is the Custom Fields tab, where you can see additional fields that may have been made available by your company administrator. Then the next section is the Documents tab. So this is where you can upload and manage any documents that might be related to this listing. If you need a secondary place that you can put these documents so that they're all tied to the correct listing, it's a great tab to use. And the last one is Miscellaneous. It allows you to change the first photo that will be shown in the photo gallery. It allows you to add a minimum offer if there is a Make an Offer button on this listing. You can then choose the builder or the community that might be attached to this listing. You may be able to change which map pop-up will be attached to this listing, and then you can change the title, the tagline, the name, the custom ID, and then the descriptions attached to this listing as well. Back on our main page here, we can see that there's a few more buttons over here to the right. The first one here is the plus sign button, which is where you can create a pocket listing for the system. So if you need to come into the system to add a listing that for some reason is not on the MLS, this is right where you add that information. You can see here you can select all of the normal fields when creating a new listing: the status, the transaction, the property type, the property category, the listing date, the asking price, comments about this listing. You can then add the location information for this listing, as well as the school district and the schools associated with this listing. You can choose to specify who this listing is listed by. You can come to the Interior tab and you can add more details about the interior components of this home. Under Lot and Construction, you can add the year built as well as the square footage, the water type, the sewer type, the garage size, etc. If this is a rental, there will be rental details available, and if it's commercial, there'll be commercial details available. And then there's miscellaneous, where you can choose to allow this to syndicate to third parties such as Zillow or Trulia, or to choose whether this is a student property, which would be a property that is attended only for university students. You can also add HOA dues here and the amenities of this listing. The next section here on the home page is our funnel. This allows you to filter these listings using keywords to search, or you can filter by your MLS source. You can also choose to sort through your listings based off of MLS ID, address, city, price, type, status, listing agents, age, the last updated, and the photos for these listings. And you can choose whether the order here is ascending or descending. And that's just going to change the view of the listings on this page as you are seeing them. The last section here is an additional button to allow us to create a seller report. You can choose to either create a new seller report or to set up automatic seller reports, and you can also choose to see deleted seller reports that are in the system. So if we create a new seller report and we come in here and we type in our address, we can then choose whether just the agent, just the seller, or both parties will receive this seller report. Then you can add the seller here. You can choose if you're going to CC somebody else. You can add some notes. Then you can choose the data template for the seller report, as well as when it's going to send on and how frequently it's going to send. And then you'll just save that information. And then if you need to specify more details about this report, you can go under Criteria and narrow down more information about what is included on this report. You can also set up automatic seller reports by going to the Automatic tab, selecting for the status to be on, choosing when they're going to send, the frequency, and the location information. And then by saving this information, it will automatically create seller reports that will send to only you for every listing that's picked up by the system. And these are the great things that you can do with the My Listings tab within the system.